Hi guys, Nicole Brantley here. Hope you're doing well. Today we are going to be talking about snoring. I'm just typing up our heading and then I'll pin it. Hey Akila, how are you? It's been a minute, girl. Hope you and the family are doing well. Welcome to the live, y'all. Alrighty. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to get started in just a minute. I'm going to give a few people some time to get into the room. But I hope you all are doing well. We're going to be talking about what causes snoring today. And are you headed to a C-pap machine? Because that's not cool. Let's see. And if you know anybody that snores really bad, and if you know anybody that is on a C-pap machine, then invite them to this live. All right. Hey, Kay, how are you? So I am going to go ahead and jump right in and get started. So hello, welcome. Today I'm going to be talking with you guys about what causes snoring. It's really, really simple, right? Simple than most of us would think. But a lot of us are just unaware, and that's a problem. So I want to talk about what causes snoring and a few other things that relates to that underlying issue. So for those of you who are new to my channel, or you're just finding me, you're just following me, somebody just shared this with you. My name is Nicole Brantley. I'm affectionately known as the womb therapist. I help women who have fibroids, PCOS, endometriosis, those who have trouble conceiving, take the options of hysterectomy and other surgeries off of the table and truly get to the root of your healing. A large part of that is addressing your emotional baggage. We all have stuff, right? And when we go with that stuff unaddressed, this is what creates health issues in our life. So anything that you're experiencing in your body is always tied back to an emotional root, right? That needs to be addressed. We have to give our emotional baggage our attention, right? Not to relive the event, but to release that event, right? So a lot of us suppress, a lot of us, which is the same as stuffing down. We don't really talk about what is plaguing us at the core. We don't really talk about our traumas that we've experienced, be them in childhood or now, but they are something that needs to be discussed, not something that is taboo, okay? And a lot of us treat our issues as if they are taboo, and I know that that comes from we don't talk about what's going on in this house, right? We sweep it under the rug, we act like it doesn't exist, and that has perpetuated a society where we're dealing with a lot of sick people, not just because of what they're eating, because they're emotionally damaged, right? They never talk about the things that matter to them the most. They never talked about the things that hurt them the most. So that's a large part of the work that I do as a cellular regenerative detoxification specialist. Also a therapist, also a womb care practitioner and educator. So if you're new to my channel, that's who I am. That's a little bit about what I do. The name of my company is FRESH. It stands for Feminine Restoration, Education, and Solutions for Women's Health. I offer all kinds of services, and I do have a product side to my business, and you can find all of that information at the link in my bio. Or you can go to my website, ilovebeingfresh.com. Okay. If you don't follow me on YouTube, make sure you follow me there. I am Womb Therapist. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share with others. Okay. So let's get into today's topic. What causes snoring? It's really simple. What causes snoring is congestion, is mucus, right? And that needs to be addressed. Way too many of us are eating a diet. We're consuming way too much dairy. We're consuming way too many sugars, especially complex sugars, the breads and the waffles and the baked goods and the pastries and things that break down to sugar, right? And the proteins that our body, it does not even use, right? And I want to stop there. I want to pause there for a second and talk about proteins and how the body does not use them because we have a lot of protein myths that we live by. You know, when people hear that, oh, such and such is vegan or such and such eats a raw diet. Well, where is she getting her protein? Where is he getting his protein? There's plenty of protein in fruits. What we consider protein is simple amino acids, and that is what the body requires to fuel the brain and to fuel the body. It doesn't require complex proteins in the form of animal meats or dead animals or dairy products, you know, such as cheese, eggs, milk, and the like. It doesn't require that. So let's talk about that for a second. So the body does not need protein. All right, it requires amino acids, which are the building blocks it uses to make protein. Meats, again, are complex amino acids. Fruits are simple amino acids, okay? Meat computes as inflammation when the body breaks it down. Fruit, the highest vibrational food on the planet, when it breaks it down, it computes it as information. It knows exactly what to do with it. It knows exactly how to use it. To fuel your brain and to fuel your body. All right. The body does not use protein for energy. That is a big misconception, right? People are like, let me eat my protein. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work out. I'm going to do all of the things. The body doesn't use protein for energy. Actually, meats, dairies, egg, cheese, cream, butter, all of the things with fat, the like, it robs the body of energy. And it gives you low endurance, all right? And you check your liver in earlier than it wants to be in when you're partaking in these kind of things first thing in the morning. Because whatever thickens your blood, the liver has to come in and thin that out, right? And so many of us are bringing creamer into our coffee, avocado into our smoothies, cream cheese on our bagels. We're doing all of these things that the body is not ready to do. It's at its highest level of detox, and it wants you to help it aid it in further detox. And you do that through drinking lemon water. You do that through eating juicy fruit, watermelons, cantaloupe, grapes, oranges, apples, whatever fruit are high in water content, watermelon, okay? And the like. So actually those things give you low endurance. Gives you low endurance. And all of the energy actually goes to breaking down the food. Digestion requires a lot of energy. That's why when you're detoxing and you're eating very light and you're just drinking juice or you're just eating fruit and you keep your day mostly raw, that's why your body can actually heal. Why? Because it doesn't require a lot of digestion, which requires almost all of your energy. Think about it. When you eat something that's a heavy meal, that's a starchy meal, that's a lot of grains, that's a lot of meat, what do you feel? You don't feel amazing. Oh, that meal just made me feel so amazing. I have so much energy. Lies. You want to lay down. You feel tired. You got the itis. You need to go kick up your feet and rest. You watching TV. You fall asleep. You reading your book. You falling asleep on it because your energy is being used for digestion. Okay, so protein is acidic. It is detrimental to our long-term health, and our bodies don't use it. Our bodies do not use it, right? Complete protein, our bodies use amino acids and plant-based proteins, not animal proteins. Nothing from a dead animal can give you life, right? That's why plants, fruit, living things give you energy, because they can give you life. They're fed by the sun. They come from the earth. Right? And those elements give you life in turn. It gives you energy. Look how your bodies respond to it. You have to be aware of your body's language. When you consume dead foods, processed foods, fried, oily foods, rancid foods, your body does not respond the same way. If you're saying that your body responds in a great manner, you're telling yourself a lie. And if you don't tell yourself the truth, you can finish that sentence. You ain't gonna tell me the truth. Right? So complete protein with all 9 amino acids come from things like hemp seeds, comes from things like quinoa or walnuts or Brazil nuts, just to name a few, right? But protein comes from plants, not animals. Go straight to the source. Why you want to get it secondhand? Where do you think the animals get it from? Right? And not to mention the eggs feed viral loads in the body. So if you're trying to get rid of a virus, HPV, HIV, herpes, the like, COVID, You can't keep feeding the virus with the eggs that you're eating for breakfast every morning. The boiled eggs, the scrambled eggs, the eggs with rice. I talked about that yesterday, how that's one of the most disgusting, detrimental foods that you can give your body to try and break down. Right? So back to our topic at hand. That was just a little sidebar for protein and how we don't use it. It does not give us energy, endurance, vitality, and the like. Right? That's all marketing. Those were all lies. Right? And so we have to open ourselves up to new ways of thinking, new ways of being. Yeah, that's what we were taught. But does it make sense? Right? It doesn't. How do you feel? We've been conditioned. And sometimes we have to ask the hard questions. Right? Just because we were told to do something this way for this many years, and it worked for our parents and our grandparents and all those things we like to say, doesn't make it right. What is your body's language? I have a lot of people who like to say that I'm not sick. I don't have this or that going on. I'm pretty healthy. I got that. Healthy is relative. What do your nails look like? Are they bumpy and rigid and dark? Do you have fungus on your feet? Do you wheeze and have breathing problems after you eat? Do you get bloated after you eat every meal? Do you feel like whatever you eat does not digest? Are you constantly constipated? Are you always thirsty and need something to drink? This is your body's language. Your body is speaking to you and letting you know you're not well, even though you might not be dealing with a large symptom just yet. Because there's an accumulation that's building up and it will feel like everything is falling apart, right? Because of the accumulated waste that ends up building up. So back to the topic of what causes snoring. We said congestion and mucus, period. That is all that it is. So I can guarantee you are consuming a lot of dairy, a lot of complex sugars, a lot of sugars in general, a lot of proteins, starches, grains, right? And if you don't make changes, what's next? I'm not going to wait for the delay here to answer that, but what's next? Sleep apnea. How many people do you know? Don't raise your hands. Don't say it in the comments. How many people do you know with sleep apnea? They snore very loud. They stop breathing in the middle of the night. Their body has to catch on. Breathing is autonomic. Okay? And when our breathing is compromised, we have to look at our adrenal glands. And I'll talk about that in a second. But if you don't make the changes, when you notice that you're snoring and you're not doing anything to correct the mucus and the congestion, sleep apnea is next. A C-pap machine is next. And that is not a fix. Okay? I get a lot of people that come to me, well, I snore really loud. I know I need to go do a sleep study. Well, I'm probably just going to end up getting a sleep apnea machine, a C-pap machine. That's not a fix. The C-pap machine is not addressing the root issue, which is the congestion, which is the mucus, which is coming from the diet that you are consuming, which is coming from the chemistry that you are literally putting in your body. That is not an effective solution to getting rid of sleep apnea. That is not an effective solution to getting rid of snoring. Okay? How does a CPAP machine address congestion? It does not. Period. It does not. Right? So let's talk about some things that is also in common with people who snore. Not everybody, but these are other symptoms of the larger problem, right? You have to address your congestion. Somebody asks, how can we get rid of sleep apnea? You have to address the mucus and congestion. You have to change the chemistry that you're bringing in your body. I'm going to talk about solutions in just a second. But snoring, sleep apnea, glaucoma, cataracts, you can't taste that well. You can't hear that well. You're dealing with hearing loss. You might have Meniere's disease. You have ringing in your ear, which is tinnitus. You have dizziness, which is vertigo. You have hair loss. You have shedding. You might have alopecia, right? They all have one thing in common. And that is the systemic lymphatic congestion, meaning that you are congested from head to toe with acidosis, which causes inflammation, which leads to cellular or tissue atrophy or tissue failure or death, which eventually is diagnosed as cancer. Okay? So this is not to scare you, but this is to make you aware. When you're snoring, don't take that lightly. That is a serious issue. The congestion and the mucus needs to be addressed. The chemistry that you're putting in your body needs to change. I can guarantee you that you are eating cooked meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner that are high in fat, high in complex sugars, high in starches, high in grains. Most likely eating eggs, consuming lots of dairy. Dairy is the most mucus-forming food on the planet. And people love to say, oh, I don't drink milk, but you eat ice cream. But you eat pastries and baked goods and bagels and breads and all of the complex sugary foods that have dairy in them. So you do eat dairy. Dairy is not just milk. Okay? It's animal protein in the form of eggs, cheese, cream, heavy whipping cream. When I see all of these videos of all these chefs that are like TikTok famous and Instagram famous, everything has whipping cream in it, heavy cream in it, milk in it, 5 different cheeses in it. This is why we're sick. This is why we're snoring. This is why we have sleep apnea. And this is why we're on C-pap machines that aren't addressing the root. Okay? Later in life, if you don't correct this, expect dementia. Expect Alzheimer's, because your head cavity is full of acid and mucus and toxins. Period. Okay? So, all of those things that I just named have one thing in common, and that is the systemic lymphatic constipation in your body from head to toe. A head cavity full of mucus, right? And when you're dealing with sleep apnea and snoring, and you have those long pauses where you're not breathing, and then your body's like, because it's an autonomic thing, right? We don't think about breathing. It's autonomic. Happens automatically. But when the brain recognizes, wait a minute, there's no breath happening here, the body kicks in and it's like, okay, what just happened? Your adrenal glands control your breathing. So you need to unclog your head cavity. One of my number one solutions to get started, in addition to changing your diet, to incorporating more foods, to eating more fruit, is to get on my cold and cough tea. To open your sinuses up, to drain them, an herbal mucinex, if you will, to help you expel that mucus. Yes, you may experience a sore throat. Yes, you may go into cold and flu-like symptoms, but that is letting you know that things are working. It's happening. The mucus is leaving. Those of you who have suffered with asthma, growing up, childhood asthma, even getting it in your teenage years or adulthood, and constantly taking that pump, taking a liquid steroid to try to help your bronchioles open. Guess what you did every time you locked in mucus? Every time you had allergies and you took Sudafed or Allegra D or all of the things over the counter, what did you do? You locked in mucus. And so every time something triggers you, seasonal allergies, pollen, the like, which when we talk about allergies, we're talking about systemic lymphatic constipation. Again, a lymph system that's not moving because acid has locked all of your trash in place. Your waste is not moving out. And this is why your kidneys and your adrenals and other elimination pathways are being blocked. Things are not moving. Everything's breaking down. Locked into place. Okay? So my cold and cough tea is on the website. Go out there and get it. Start drinking 2 to 3 cups a day to start opening up your sinus cavity, opening up the pathways in your head cavity. That's a great, inexpensive start. Okay? But you got to clean out. We're going to talk solutions now. So if somebody asks, well, if I have sleep apnea, what do I do? You stop consuming the dehydrating foods and the mucousy foods that are causing you to have an overabundance of congestion and mucus in your body, especially in your head cavity. So you got to clean out your sinuses. We have to clean up all of this upper respiratory area. We got to clean out your esophagus, your GI tract, your colon. Okay? These things need to be expelled of the mucus. Your voice box, your sinus cavity, all of it needs to be cleansed. You constantly got to clear your throat. That's mucus. And when you're coughing and it's a dry cough and it's been for 2 weeks or 2 months or 2 years, because I know people who have been coughing for years, that is locked in mucus because you're dehydrated, right? Because the acids are locking things in and you can't even expel the mucus. This is why you need the cough and cold tea to loosen it up. This is why you need to be drinking at least 2 liters of water to loosen things up. Water doesn't hydrate the human body, but the water your body pulls from the fruit does. Eating more fruit. Neutralizing the acid in your body, right? And then if you have painful sinuses, everything hurts, congestion, sinus headaches, pain is acid. Okay? It's also a request for change. Pain is a request for change. What you're doing is not working. It's time to do something else. Okay? Move that lymphatic system. Where can you do that at? On a personal detox program with me. Where can you do that at? By joining my next full body detox program that's coming up May 15th. We got to move that lymph. We got to get that acid neutralized. We have to get your kidneys filtering. We have to restore function to your adrenal glands. You got to consume more raw foods, you guys. Stop running from what the body needs. Healing is very simple when you give the body right conditions, when you clean up the inner terrain. What you don't eliminate, you accumulate. And a lot of us are dealing with a large accumulation of built up waste year after year after year after year. And this is why we have snoring and sleep apnea and sinus problems and chronic sinus infections and all of the things, allergies, food sensitivities, because they all have the same root issue: congestion. Systemic lymphatic constipation and congestion, period. You gotta let go of the dehydrating diet. You gotta let go of your favorite cheesy, pizza, mucusy forming foods, the milkshakes, the burgers and fries. You gotta let it go. The wings and blue cheese, the wings and ranch. You gotta let it go. If nothing changes, nothing changes. If what you were doing was working, you wouldn't be clearing your throat 1,000 times. You wouldn't be snoring. You wouldn't have a C-pap machine. You wouldn't be dealing with sleep apnea. You wouldn't be doing sleep studies to see how many times a night you stop breathing. That's crazy to me. The machine doesn't address the issue. You have to address the issue by changing the chemistry that you bring into your body, by cleaning out your sinus cavity, your voice box, your esophagus, your colon. Because in order for your head cavity to drain, that stop down below, a colon full of poop, full of waste, is a blockage. You're like a tree trunk. Things from up top cannot flow down if there's a block. And then we wonder why we have thyroid issues. Because it's stopping right here, causing goiters to start to form. Fluid. A goiter is a fluid-filled sac. It's no different than a cyst. But that's happening because the blockage of crap and poop that's below, which is toxicity leaching out to all other areas of your body, is preventing the head cavity from draining properly. So there's a large cleanup that needs to take place on aisle 9, aka inside of your body. Okay? So what can you do? All of those things that I just named. But you can also book a discovery call to see how you can get started, to have that one-on-one conversation with me, to let me know what you are dealing with specifically, in addition to the snoring, in addition to the congestion, right? You might be presenting with other things like high blood pressure, like vertigo, tinnitus. All of those things have a connection. A lot of those things have a viral load attached to it because you're still eating eggs and feeding the viruses. Okay? You can book a personal detox consultation. Skip the discovery call. That's only 30 minutes. That's only going to tell you the why. It's not going to give you the how. Book your personal detox and nourishing protocol and herbal protocol consultation to get started on moving the crap out of your body. Order the tea. Drink 2 to 3 cups of it for best results. Sweeten it or not, right? Don't sweeten it with no sugar. Don't sweeten it with no bull crap. Okay? Join my next full body detox program that starts Monday, May 15th. And again, if you're not a group detox kind of a person, do a personal one. Get the hour on the phone with me, get a personal regimen typed up for you, specific to what you have going on, so that you can get what needs to be done. Yes, it's going to take time. Don't start with the questions of, well, how long is it going to take? Well, when can I see? When you start, you'll immediately begin to see results. You didn't get here overnight. So you're not going to be correcting everything overnight. Significant relief? Absolutely. But don't start asking those kind of questions until you've done the work for 30, 60, 90, 120 days, 6 months, a year, right? And then you can start doing the things. You can do this now. Pee in a glass jar. See if there's any sediment. Is there any white cloudy stuff floating when you come back 6 to 8 hours and look at it? When you shake it up in that glass jar, does it look like a snow globe with all the glitter floating? If it does not, your kidneys are not filtering. You can't even see your waste to the naked eye. Your pee should not be clear. Your pee should have your waste in it. Uric acid, that is what the kidneys are responsible for getting rid of. And you should be seeing it in your pee. The darker the amber of your urine, the more dehydrated you are, right? So if you drink a lot of water, it might be really clear or really light, but it still doesn't mean that you're filtering. Do you see the flakes? Do you see the sediment? Right? And you continually check that 3 months in, 6 months in, 9 months in, continue to check. That's how you know that you're getting progress. That's how you know that things are changing. How do you feel? How do you look? What does your skin look like? Are you still in pain? What have you changed? What changes have you noticed? Are you in joint pain? Are you sleeping better? Are you experiencing waist loss? What are you experiencing? What is your body's language? What is your body now saying to you? What's different? What's new? What's changed? Those are the things that you need to look out for. The signs of healing, right? And so when you go to start taking care of yourself, not your diabetes, not your fibroids, not your PCOS, not your weight loss, not your gut, not these isolated things. When you go after your health, all of those things will begin to heal. Because you don't heal in isolation. That's what treatment does. That's what you guys are used to. Western medicine that treats. Oh, we're going to get rid of the headache, so we're going to take this in isolation for that. Right? That's what treatment is. It's healing symptomology in isolation. Isolated chemistry never did a thing for the body, but make things worse, but mask and put Band-Aids on symptoms. But when you're creating resolution within your body, when you're restoring, rebuilding, and regenerating your body, you're going to have complete healing, overall healing in all areas that are inherently weak, in all areas that need improvement. Your body's not just going to heal your kidneys and not the adrenals. It's not just going to reverse your high blood pressure and not the diabetes. That is not how healing works. But you got to give your body right conditions in order to start seeing the signs of healing. So I'm going to ask this. Who is joining my next full body group detox program that starts Monday, May 15th, 2023? Give me a hand raise in the comments if you plan on joining that. Now, don't wait till the last minute, because there's a kit that is highly recommended. It is not required, but that is what's going to get you the full body detox. Yes, you can take other measures, change things in your diet, go on the regimen that I'm going to share with you to be on throughout the program. But the kit has some really alkaline products in it that's going to really bump up your detoxification, really address things like the liver, your kidneys, your adrenals, right? Get you some good sleep, right? Help you burn fat, create lean muscle, have mental clarity. Get glyphosate out of your body, right? That's another conversation for another day. I've done a video on it. I'll do it again. Okay. So go to the link in my bio. 2, 1, join the detox program. That's the first place that you get started. When you do that, you will receive an email with the information about the different kits that you can purchase and partake in. So there are different prices from low to high. The Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation Kit is going to give you the greatest transformation, right? But if you don't have the budget for that kit, get the budget that works for you. You're going to still see results. You just can't take as much product as the person who has the ULT. Okay? We're going to help get heavy metals and toxicity out of your body. The beauty of my program is that it's very high on the educational side. A video is going to drop every Monday. You have to renew your mind. You have to decide, commit, succeed. You have to understand your kidneys. You have to understand kidney filtration. You have to understand opening up elimination pathways that are blocked, that are the reason why you have fibromyalgia, lupus, Lyme, MS, rheumatoid arthritis, whatever other autoimmune disease you want to name. Okay? Blocked elimination pathways. That is what is at the root of all of that. And all of them can be reversed. You're going to learn about proper food combinations. You're going to learn about the importance of detoxification. You're going to learn about the great lymphatic system. So this is just not a program that you're getting into to figure out how to eat right or what you're going to be eating, or you come in there just for the smoothie recipes and the meal ideas. It's so much more than that, because I want you to be successful outside of my detox program. Long after the program is over, I want you to be equipped with the tools to be able to know how to take care of yourself, your children, your family, and whomever you come into contact with. This is not information that I want to keep to myself, right? So join the detox program. There's a lot of camaraderie. There's people posting what they're making, they're juicing, they're eating, their smoothies, their recipes, right? But if you're like, I don't really want to do the group thing. I don't have a Facebook, which is where we're hosted. I don't send things out individually. I don't have the manpower to do that. Book a personal detox and nourishing protocol consultation so that you can get something that's tailored to you. You get 1 hour with me. We're going to go over the emotional stuff that you need to address at the root issues as a result of what you're presenting with. Because everything that you're presenting with, I'm going to let you know what it means from the emotional perspective. I'm going to let you know what it means from the physical perspective and how to correct it. Okay? Because there's a lot of things that need to be shifted and changed. Because if what we were doing was working, we would not be in the circumstances and situations that we are in. As a collective, individually, but as a collective, right? We are bombarded with fast food restaurants. There's not enough juice bars and smoothie restaurants. And smoothie bars, I should say, right? So you can book a discovery call. That is an initial call to get started, to get your questions answered, to talk deeply about what you have going on. Or if you know you're ready to do the work and get the results, go ahead and book the personal detox consultation. Or join the group detox program. The next one is May 15th. But if you are snoring, you have to address your congestion and your mucus. You have to clean out your sinus cavity, your voice box, your colon, your kidneys, your adrenals. You got to move that lymphatic system. There's work to be done. And you don't have to do it alone. Right? Because sometimes it feels lonely. Sometimes you relapse, which is part of recovery, but sometimes you can't stick it out and get through what you got to get through because you're trying to do it by yourself. You don't have to. Have a guide along the journey. Have somebody that's your cheerleader. Have somebody that lets you know you can do this. You got this. Yeah, you're going to have your hard days. Yeah, you're going to have your days you're going to want to throw in the towel and quit. Yeah, you're going to have your days you're going to want a piece of chicken. Do what you got to do and keep it moving. Right? No excuses. Team, no excuses. Do you want to be healthy in your body? Do you want to get rid of brain fog? Do you want to sleep well at night? Do you want your food to digest properly? Do you want to move your bowels after every meal? Do you want to feel amazing in your body? Only you have the answer to that. Okay? I'm here to offer you the solution. It is up to you what you do with that. Take it or leave it, right? Take it or leave it. It's really that simple. So that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about today was what causes snoring, what leads to sleep apnea. The C-pap machine is not a solution to that problem. All right. And in fact, it makes matters worse. In fact, if you don't address that and you continue to use that machine that is disturbing your spouse, your partner, whomever, your children in the next room, because it's a loud A machine anyway. Right? It sounds crazy. That's not the solution. Address the solution at the root. Let's clean up your head cavity. Let's get things moving like they should. All right? That is the solution. So I look forward to you guys joining the full body detox program that's coming up Monday, May 15th. I look forward to you booking your personal detox and discovery calls and speaking to you guys one-on-one. I absolutely love that part of what it is that I do, to be able to connect with people on a soul level in that way, to give them answers, to give them hope. Because a lot of people are like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm going to cut out my womb. Your womb is not meant to be cut out. Your uterus is not meant to be cut out. You can reverse your fibroids, your PCOS, your endometriosis. You can correct the issue that you're having with infertility, and you can now conceive. You have to clean up your body from head to toe. Acidosis is your issue. Lymphatic constipation is your issue. All right? So peace, love, and wellness. Take care of your body so that your body can take care of you. You know that health doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. What are you going to do differently? What are you going to change? What are you going to do for yourself? Do you know how to properly detox? All right. So I look forward to working with you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys on the other side. Thank you so much for being here today. Make sure you like, comment, share. Make sure that you share this with other people who could benefit from it. Do you know somebody on a CPAP machine? Do you know somebody that snores really loud? It might be you. It might be your spouse. It might be your kids. Let's teach our kids early what we learned late. I'm going to say that one more time. Let's teach our kids early what we learned late. So if you're just joining the live, make sure you go back. I'm getting ready to post the replay. Find out what it is that causes snoring. It's real simple, real easy to shift and change. But it's time for you to make some different decisions. I love you guys. Peace, love, and wellness. And I'll see you the next time. Bye for now.